So the reason you want to focus on sandbars next to cuts is because the cuts allow these fish to go in and out from the deeper water to the shallow water. And they like the sandbars, or the ends of sandbars, because that's where a majority of the food's gonna go. Since there's an opening and you got this big long trough on my left side, that food, whatever's getting turned up by the waves, gets pulled to the cut, to the rip, to circulate in that more turbulent water. And where they're usually feeding is the sandbar next to the cut, because there's a lot of nutrients, a lot of food that gets pushed around this area. The middle of the trough, not so much, but that's also where you're gonna find species that like that kind of water a little bit better. A lot of the halibut that I've caught out here are away from the cuts, closer to the middle of the sandbars, where that trough is nice and deep and not as turbulent. But for perch, that's the reason you want to focus on the ends of the sandbars, because that's really their main feeding zone. Like right here, I like seeing clear water and then dirty water, more cloudy, because what that means is the water's getting kicked up. And that water being kicked up, or that sand being kicked up, means there's food that's being dislodged for these perch to come in and feed on. A majority of the perch's diet is sand crabs and sandworms. And when you have those food sources buried and a wave comes and dislodges them, that's where the perch have a chance to ambush and eat. As I mentioned in the intro, it is an outgoing tide from basically right when I got there. I got here at peak high tide, so everything we're going to fish today is going to be outgoing tide. That's another reason I decided to go with a Carolina rig, because as the water recedes, the area that these perch are going to be consistently farther and farther and farther out.